video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Irit. I'm a watercolor artist, and that is what we talk about on this channel most of the time. I have a really exciting freebie to share with you. I will leave all the information in the info section, but also at the end of the video, the last 2 minutes, if you want to know more about the watercolor shopping guide. I highly recommend it, and it's totally free. But let's get to today's video, October favorites. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave me a comment, and of course subscribe. I would love to have you here. I post new videos every week. I thought today for the monthly favorites, it would be fun if I just painted using all my favorites. I will list everything below, so don't worry if you miss something in the video. All the information will be there for you with links to everything I can find. There's also an organization item at the end, which I'm kind of happy with. It's not perfect, but I'm kind of happy with. That will be at the end of the video. So let's start with the paper. My favorite for this month is the Hahnemühle Cornwall cold pressed paper. This is cellulose paper, if I'm not mistaken. I also talk a little bit about it in my studio video from last week. Was it? I can't remember. Time is weird when your kids are home all the time. And I really love it. It's very white. The texture is lovely. I don't like the rough version. It's very rough. It has like this stripy texture. No. The cold pressed, this is super heavy. This is 450 GSM, and it's just a joy to paint on. It doesn't behave exactly like cotton paper, but for my personal style, it works beautifully. And I already bought 2 more pads larger than this one, and I'm enjoying it so much. So you can see, much like my studio session video, I'm starting with some pastels. These are the Neocolor 1 pastels. I have the small set, and then I have a few that I bought open stock. And I do have some favorite colors this month. It's the white, the yellow ochre, and then there's Sahara yellow, which is kind of like my Naples yellow. It's a light and very kind of buttery, creamy shade of yellow, which I really like. And then the other one that is not in the small set is the light cobalt blue hue. It's just a soft, very pretty blue. And then I'm also adding some color with the pencils. This has been my process lately. I really love it. It just works so well for me. And yeah, I'm really enjoying making these pieces. I'm hoping to start offering at some point either prints or original work. There's just a lot of things in motion, and I'm doing everything on my own by myself, so it's just me here, and I'm trying to figure out how to do things in the best way. The book thing is still happening. It's just a process, so I don't mean to tease and not talk about it. It's just something I'm working on, and hopefully I really hope that I'll manage to get it out by the end of the year. But yeah, it's a process, and a process that I feel like can't be rushed. So we'll see how it goes. Let's talk about watercolors. So this month I decided to kind of highlight a curated color story, which is something I'm really interested in doing and kind of developing that idea, maybe turn it into a class next year. But I am all about color. It's something that really makes me it really makes me happy, and I feel like if I have the right colors, then yeah, that's kind of all I need to be happy with my painting. So sorry about that. I thought the camera was recording, but I guess it wasn't. So the colors that I'm really loving together this month, these I think have all been favorites in previous month, but it's just a combination, is the Daniel Smith Buff Titanium, the Lukas Naples Yellow Red, Holbein's Bright Rose, sadly a fugitive color that doesn't really translate well to print. So I'll probably try to look for a good alternative to that one, even though it's been my favorite color for years. And for original artwork, I will continue to use it just because I love it so much. There you can see it in its pure form. And a lot of the shades, like the main colors that I'm using for the blooms, are mixtures of Bright Rose and the Lukas Naples Yellow Red. So I really like it. They make these just beautiful peachy colors that I really enjoy. And then the other colors in my palette are the Van Gogh Dusk Yellow, which I feel it's not really a yellow, at least, I don't know, for me it's more of kind of an earthy, granulating version of like a very muted olive green. I'm gonna go with that. But I just really love that color. I'll probably purchase, once I'm done with a half pan. I just bought a half pan to try it. Van Gogh is extremely affordable. I think the half pans cost here like €1.50, something like that. Once I'm done with it, I will probably buy a tube from Rembrandt. They also have a version. I'm guessing it's similar. And then we have Moonglow, which, we've had discussions here in the past about the Light Fast issue about it or regarding it. I have it, I'm using it, I love it, and maybe when I run out of it, I'll try to search for a good alternative that is light fast. I've had people comment about, I think it was Dusk Purple and Shadow Violet. So Dusk Purple is from Rembrandt or Van Gogh, and then Shadow Violet is from Daniel Smith, and they are really lovely colors, but they don't have that blue granulation or separation that Moonglow have, because they have black, if memory serves. So I really like exactly the formula of Moonglow. Maybe I'll try to create my own at some point. Anyway, so those are the colors. Every mixture that I've tried with these is just beautiful. I just love all of them, and I feel like having such a color palette where I really love all the options, it just means I can use it very freely and mix, 2, 3, 4 colors, get all that palette dirt and muddy colors, which I have grown to love, and use them comfortably on my painting, because I do really love all the combinations that I've tried. So that combo is kind of my go-to lately, or one of the combinations that I've enjoyed painting with. Let's move on to brushes. I want to talk about 3 brushes. I've talked about all of them in the past, but I have used them more kind of heavily this month. It's the Escoda Ultimo travel brush round number 10. The Ultimo is their softest synthetic fiber, I want to say. I think that would be correct. Then you have a little bit firmer, the Versatile brushes, which are still fantastic, and I do have those and I do use those, but I'm kind of more into the Ultimo softness right now. And then you have the Perla, that are those white synthetic fibers that are a little bit rougher, kind of firmer, let's say. And those are great also. I have used all 3 of these lines extensively and heavily and enjoyed all of them for different purposes and styles. Right now I'm into the Ultimo. And then the other 2 brushes are the Tintoretto 1408. It's a quill brush that paints like a dagger brush. It's just beautiful. My favorite size is the 2/0, and I just adore this brush. It works very similarly to my Pro Art dagger brush that I've talked about many times in the past, but it's just a bit softer. It looks more, elegant. It's just visually more aesthetic. And and it still has that, even though the fibers are softer, than the Pro Art one, it still has that super, super fine tip that allows me to get those detailed brush strokes. I really love it. And then the one I'm painting with right now is the Royal Langnickel Mini Majestic 1/4 inch dagger brush, which I also really enjoy. It's one of these brushes that I never thought I would enjoy, but it's fantastic. So those are kind of my highlight products for the month. Let me know what you're loving at the moment, what you're using. I would love to know. Maybe there's something that I can also try. Next week, I'm going to post my wish list video, and no one I know that buys me presents watches my videos. Well, sometimes my parents do. So I don't think it's going to get me anything, but hopefully, you know, we can chat about art supplies and gifts, and, you know, you can just see what I'm interested in. Maybe you'll get some gift ideas yourselves. And here's some close-up. I just want you to look how beautiful this paper works with the granulating watercolors. Yes, let's get things into focus. Here we go. And the last item is, soon you'll see it on the screen. It's this organizer type of thing. Now, this little Caddy Organizer type thingy is really great because it holds a lot of stuff and you can kind of move them around. But you can see that, you know, you need a lot of, let's say, pencils to fill the compartments. So it's not perfection, but I really like it. I have like all of my water soluble materials here. You can see brush pens, pencils, the Neocolor 2s. I can just put them all together instead of in a lot of small containers. And I can very easily, it has a handle so I can move it around, which works really well for me. My kids come in, I can bring it to the desk, we can paint with it, or I can move it around when we're painting with something else. And same goes for me. So this is this month's favorites. I hope you enjoyed. The last thing in the video coming is a few words about the watercolor shopping guide. Stay tuned. I'll see you next week. Bye bye. As a watercolor artist or enthusiast, you want the best, most beautiful colors. Color brings us joy, inspiration, and excitement. But there is too much product out there. Us artists spend so much money on watercolors we already have or don't need. There are endless options to choose from, so many brands, so many sets, so much paint. It makes no sense to buy the same thing or just different versions of what you already have. I know how that feels. We all want to find beautiful paint that will inspire us and help us create unique color stories and palettes. I have bought so much paint and so many sets that I didn't need or ended up not using. That is why I have written a comprehensive guide with practical advice that is easy to follow on what to look for when buying watercolors. The Watercolor Shopping Guide lists all the things you should consider and pay attention to before purchasing. It will help you make better decisions. The shopping guide is totally free. It is my gift to you to help you spend your money the best way and still have a beautiful watercolor collection. Go to my website, join my mailing list, and you will immediately receive the guide directly in your inbox. Following the advice in the guide will ensure you make better purchases and avoid wasting your money. Without the shopping guide, you may continue to spend money on paint you don't need or already have instead of discovering exciting, unique paints that are out there. From feeling overwhelmed with too many options, wanting to try everything, and not knowing where to start, you will be an informed customer making wise watercolor paint purchases that can elevate your artwork and bring exciting new colors to your palette. Follow the link in the video information section and download the guide today.